extended the mandate of its peacekeeping force in eastern DRC for 1 year. In July, there were deadly protests against the UN force, which had faced criticism for not doing enough to protect civilians from rebel attacks. In Gambia, the government says it has thwarted an attempt to stage a coup. 4 soldiers had been arrested and 3 alleged accomplices were on the run, according to a government statement. It is unclear who exactly was behind Tuesday's attempt to overthrow President Adama Barrow, who won a second term in elections last year. The Gambia is largely a stable country in Western Africa, which is popular with holidaymakers because of its beaches and wildlife. The capital, Banjul, is peaceful with life going on as usual. A new normal government, seen as the most right-wing in Israel's history, has been agreed, sealing Benjamin Netanyahu's return to power. Mr. Netanyahu, who won elections in November, is set to serve a historical 6th term as prime minister. His coalition contains far-right parties, including one whose leader was once convicted of anti-Arab racism. Palestinians fear the new government will also strengthen Israel's hold on the occupied West Bank. Mr. Netanyahu tweeted that he has managed to form a government just minutes before a midnight local time deadline set by the Israeli president, Isaac Herzog. And in the United States, a powerful Arctic winter storm will make its way through the United States and Canada this week, bringing with it crippling snow and freezing temperatures. The once-in-a-generation storm has begun in the Pacific Northwest on Tuesday and has made its way its way east through the Rockies as of yesterday morning. It is then expected to hit the Great Lakes later this week and will become a bomb cyclone by early Friday. The storm has already disrupted travel for many ahead of the holidays. Big U.S. airlines like United, American, Delta, and Southwest have issued fee waivers to travelers who wish to reschedule their flights in anticipation of the big storm. And still in the United States, former President Donald Trump reported steep business losses in his final year in the White House, allowing the billionaire to avoid paying income tax. He also did not face tax audits during his first 2 years in office, despite requiring the review of tax filing by sitting presidents. The revelations came after Democrats voted to release the records on Tuesday after a 4-year legal battle. A spokesman for Mr. Trump said the release was politically motivated. In Asia, hospitals in China appear to be filling up amid concerns about a fresh COVID-19 wave hitting the country, according to the World Health Organization. Dr. Michael Ryan says intensive care units are busy, despite officials saying numbers are relatively low. China figures show no one died of COVID on Wednesday, but there is skepticism about the disease's real impact. In recent days, hospitals in Beijing and other cities have been filling up as the latest COVID surge hits China. Since 2020, China has imposed strict health restrictions as part of its zero COVID policy. And on the war in Ukraine, President Joe Biden has told President Volodymyr Zelensky the United States will stick by Ukraine for as long as it takes in its war with Russia. Mr. Biden told Mr. Zelensky as he visited the White House on his first overseas trip since the Russian invasion began that he will never stand alone. Mr. Biden confirmed a new package of more than $2 billion in assistance for Ukraine and promised another $45 billion. Mr. Zelensky expressed his gratitude for Washington's backing. At Wednesday's joint news conference, Mr. Biden told reporters he was not at all worried about holding the international coalition together. And finally, in the world of business, Sam Bankman-Fried, former boss of failed cryptocurrency exchange FTX, is aboard a plane flying from the Bahamas to the United States, where he faces fraud charges. The 30-year-old is being extradited on suspicion of committing one of the biggest financial frauds in the United States history, according to U.S. authorities. Mr. Bankman-Fried, who denies the allegations, may appear in court in New York later today. Two of his former associates have pleaded guilty to related charges. FTX co-founder Gary Wang and Caroline Ellison have a former head of cryptocurrency trading firm Alameda Research, were both charged with roles in the frauds that contributed to FTX's collapse. Damian Williams, attorney for the Southern District of New York, publicly announced in the city. Well, that brings us to the end of this afternoon's News in Brief. Thank you for watching Channel 44. Today we are flagging off another consignment to the people of Karamoja. It's a Christmas consignment that is going to see the people of Karamoja experience a Christmas of their lifetime. Join us once again as we flag off this great ministry to the people of Karamoja. Stay tuned to Channel 44. We'll be bringing you live updates on what's happening here at the Miracle Center Cathedral as we prepare to flag off the food and many things to the people of Karamoja. Pastor Jessica Kayanja is up next with the Marriage Now program that is helping us rebuild our relationship with God in many ways. God bless you. Enjoy your afternoon.